Good morning and Merry Christmas on Wednesday, December the 25th, 2024. I am indebted to you for sharing this special day with me, given that your day will be filled with gifts and gala celebration. We open this Christmas message by giving thanks and praises for the birth of Jesus Christ, who has been born worshiped by followers for over 2,000 years, and the love for him grows stronger each year. I believe that the love grows stronger because his followers recognize the power in his teaching. For example, when Jesus preaches of love, he wants his followers to love everybody, including their enemies. And if someone wants to sue you and take your tonic, let him have your cloak as well. Jesus doesn't stop short of preparing his followers to possess the highest standard of religious, ethical, and moral human behavior in preparation to meet their heavenly Father. Now, secondly, I would like to reference several human beings who have passed on into the spiritual world after making some contributions to our society. We lost a beloved member of our family, Henry L. Simmons Jr., better known as Rail, who was born November the 19th, 1966 to Henry L. Simmons and Mildred J. Simmons. Rail passed away September the 11th after a long illness. He is survived by a host of family members, including his wife, Diane, 5 daughters, 3 brothers, and 2 sisters. Next is James Earl Jones, who was born in Occoquan, Mississippi on January the 17th, 1931. He was born with a stammer, and for 6 years following his birth, he refused to talk with anyone. Communication was limited to writing. James wrote poetry, and at the age of 14, a caring teacher encouraged him to read his composition out loud in class. James discovered that his stammer eased when he was speaking from memory. Encouraged, he began to take part in debates and public speaking competition. During his career, James' voice became the best recognized voice in our country. He earned numerous awards, including a Grammy, 2 Emmys, 3 Tony Awards, a Golden Globe, and an honorary Academy Award. He was best known for his unmistakable voice of Darth Vader in the original Star Wars trilogy.
George had hired David Prowse, but he said he wanted a so-called darker voice, and not in terms of ethnic, but in terms of timbre. And the rumor is that he thought of Orson Welles, and then probably thought that Orson might be too recognizable. So what he ends up is picking a voice that was born in Mississippi, raised in Michigan, and was a stutterer. And that happened to be my voice.
I want to know what happened to the plans they sent you.
I don't know what you're talking about. I'm a member of the Imperial Senate on a diplomatic mission to Alderaan.
You are part of the Rebel Alliance and a traitor. Take it away!
Mr. Jones passed away September the 9th at the age of 93. Next, U.S. Congresswoman Sheila Jackson Lee. She was born on January the 12th, 1950, and later graduated from Yale University. She was one of the longest serving members in Texas congressional delegation and a longtime advocate for progressive causes. No matter the issues, from delivering racial justice to building an economy for working people, she was unrelenting in her leadership. Congresswoman Lee was the author and lead sponsor of legislation that established Juneteenth as the first new federal holiday in 38 years. Congresswoman Jackson Lee passed away July the 19th at the age of 74. Next, O.J. Simpson was born in 1947 and passed away April the 10th at age 76. Willie Mays, the Say Hey guy, born in 1931, started his baseball career with the Birmingham Black Barons and was signed with the New York Mets in 1950 and was rated by many as the best all-around player that ever lived. In honor of Willie, the Major League Baseball has scheduled to play a game in Richwood Field, where the Black Barons, Mays' original team, played. June the 18th, at the age of 93, days before the game was scheduled, Mays passed away. Quincy Jones, a musical genius, started his musical career in 1943 at age 10 when he started experimenting with various musical instruments and finally settled on the trumpet and started performing with the then unknown Ray Charles as part of Seattle's lively jazz nightclub scene and at local weddings. Jones became the legendary arranger and producer of the world's best entertainers, including Michael Jackson, Frank Sinatra, Aretha Franklin, Diana Ross, and Ray Charles. Jones and Sinatra became such good friends that Sinatra, when he passed away in 1998, gave Quincy his family crest ring that he had worn for 40 years. Quincy won 28 Grammy Awards and he produced the all-star charity single, We Are the World. Quincy produced Michael Jackson's album, The Thriller, which became the best-selling album of all times. Later, he produced the movie score In Cold Blood and Oprah Winfrey's The Color Purple. Quincy passed away November the 3rd at the age of 91. Now, in 2023, the Supreme Court of the United States ended affirmative action in higher education because the court ruled that it violated the Equal Protection Clause of the 14th Amendment to the Constitution. The purpose of this case was to reduce the number of black students entering Harvard University and others because it alleged that they were given admission ahead of students of other nationalities that were better qualified. Now, a year after the Supreme Court ruling, we note that black admission to these universities is down by approximately 6%, and a notable increase in admission was given to Japanese students that increased by 8%. Affirmative action is not the only cause of decrease in black student admission. The fact that black students suffer a decrease in college admission for any reason would negatively impact the number of black geniuses being developed, as they are constantly improving the quality of life in this country. Let me give you several examples, starting with a high school math teacher at St. Mary's Academy in New Orleans, Michelle Bowen Williams. She was looking for ingenuity when she and her colleagues set a school-wide math contest with a challenging bonus question. The bonus question asks students to create proof for the Pythagorean theorem, a fundamental principle of geometry under trigonometry. The teacher was not expecting any student to solve it because it was believed for 2,000 years to be impossible to solve. But then in December of 2022, black students Calcia Johnson and Nakia Jackson, seniors at St. Mary's Academy, stepped up to the challenge. The $500 prize money was the motivating factor. After months of work, they submitted their innovative proof to their teachers. To document Calcia and Nikaya's work, the math teachers submitted their proof to an American Mathematical Society conference in Atlanta, Georgia in March of 2023. The girls received congratulations from as far away as South Korea. Last year, when Nakia and Calcia graduated, all of their classmates were accepted into college and received scholarship offers. The school has had a 100% graduation rate and a 100% college acceptance rate for 17 years. Nakia got a full ride in the pharmacy department at Xavier University in New Orleans, while Calcia, the class valedictorian, is studying environmental engineering at Louisiana State. Neither girl have a math major. Many in the American general public did not want to accept the fact that two black girls had the brains to solve this math equation. St. Mary's, a private Catholic elementary and high school, was started for young black women just after the Civil War. Charles Barkley was so impressed with those girls that he committed $1 million to the St. Mary's Foundation. Now, the next genius is Amanda Gorman, who was first introduced to most of us 4 years ago when she read her poem, The Hill We Climb, as President Biden's and Vice President Kamala Harris' inauguration. Our memory was refreshed in August at the Democratic National Convention as she displayed her brilliant poetic skills as she tapped into the convention themes of freedom, the American dream, the audacity of our hope, and the vitality of our vote. Backstage, after her performance, she was congratulated by all of the dignitaries who were fighting to give her a hug or to shake her hands. In 2017, Ms. Gorman became the first National Youth Poet Laureate when she was attending Harvard University. My daughter, Valeda, and my granddaughter, Toya, had the pleasure of sharing time with her during that event. Ms. Gorman has already earned her place among the greatest poets of all times. Now, during the recent Olympics game in Paris, France in August, our sisters of color represented the United States with miraculous performances. They represented 10% of the female players, but they earned 42% of the 126 medals won by the United States. Our country suffers dramatically when only one of our youth of color is denied entrance to a university because that person denied entrance may have been Dorothy Jean Tillman II, who received her doctorate degree at age 17 in integrated behavioral health from Arizona State College. Or perhaps Heyman Bakele, voted by Time magazine as the 2024 Kid of the Year, and he won $25,000 award from 3M Company, and Discovery Education selected him as the winner of his Young Scientist Challenge Award. Heyman, a 15-year-old 10th grader who migrated here from Addis Ababa, Ethiopia, has discovered a soap that will potentially prevent various skin cancers. Or perhaps Kaya Jumbe, a 15-year-old student, is set to become the youngest known college student from Indiana University, Northwest in Indiana, state history, and he did so while earning his high school diploma simultaneously. Kaya's dream is to become a doctor. I believe that I have made my point abundantly clear, and I will close this segment with Elijah Hogan, who has risen from a New Orleans homeless shelter to graduate valedictorian at Walter L. Cohen Chartered High School. Hogan graduated with a 3.93 grade point average, and while delivering his graduating class speech, he reminded his classmates, above all, the trials, states, and hardship that led us here is that we all set a goal to reach. Take pride in how far you have come. Have faith in how far you can go. But don't forget to enjoy your journey. Next, indulge me while I share with you a variety of exciting news regarding our family. The most blessed and exciting news is that Dominic and his wife Kiera gave birth to their incredibly beautiful daughter, Amara Allure, born April the 17th, weighing in at 6 pounds 11 ounces, 19 inches long. The second blessing goes to Tommy 3 and Mai's daughter, Anika, and her husband, Daryl Smith. Anika gave birth to their handsome son, Dakari, born August the 10th at 11:47 p.m. Our message would be incomplete without an educational update on Tina's and Mark's son, Lincoln. Officially, Lincoln has started his educational training as a kindergarten student, which is hard to digest given that he has extensively studied the history of dinosaurs and celestial planets. The school has assigned 2 advanced teachers to work with him to select advanced study material to relieve his boredom from routine kindergarten studies.
548 plus 330.
Oh, so 8 plus 2 is 878.
Next, let's look at the incredibly prolific basketball performance displayed by Taylor, Tommy and Gina's daughter, who scored 19 points in a game that was won by the opponent teams 24-21. This is only her beginning. I guarantee that there will be future articles written on Taylor's basketball history. I have an amazing story to share about my grandson Carlton, my daughter Rhonda's son. I was vacationing in Europe in 2007, which was part of the reason that I failed to record this magnificent accomplishment. Carlton was awarded membership in the Phi Theta Kappa Honor Society from 2007 to 2009, when he earned his Phi Theta Kappa key, which is on display here. Carlton earned an associate art degree in general studies with a 3.75 grade point average at Tallahassee Community College and an associate in science degree in office management with a 3.85 grade point average. Carlton routinely would obtain advanced syllabuses from his teacher and had completed the class assignment before attending class. He attended classes to provide tutorial help for other students. The school paid him a salary for tutorial help given to 2 elderly white students. Carlton joined his family of high achievers as his brother Duran earned 2 degrees with a grade point average of 3.45 and 3.40, while his mother Rhonda earned 2 degrees with a grade point average of 3.8 and 3.52. Carlton, your family love, respect, and admire you as a remarkably excellent human being. Now, congratulations to my granddaughter Erica on earning her master's degree in urban planning from the University of Illinois at Champaign. Following her graduation, Erica was hired by the city of Akron to begin her career. Erica, we wish for you the very best in your new career, which you have well earned. Congratulations goes to my granddaughter Destiny, who will graduate from Georgia State University in December with a degree in sociology. Destiny, while working many part-time jobs to earn her tuition, proved to be the world that persistency is the key word to success. Going forward, Destiny, we wish for you the very best, and we want to help you in any way that we can. Valeda has created a dynamic project called Puzzle Piece, which first surfaced at the Mount Olive AME Church in Orlando, Florida, and has now journeyed throughout the country. The concept of Puzzle Piece is the bringing together a group of families to solve puzzle piece issues. Puzzle piece answers can be found in poetry, prose, art, painting, and songs. Valeda sees Puzzle Piece as a metaphor for bringing our people together. Puzzle Piece has immense potential to solve peace problems and to positively improve the quality of life in our communities. Next, Ken Fluellen. He created a magnificent mural that can be seen out on the boulevard in Lancaster, California. Ken's mural adds another dimension to his established art repertoire. Kim continued to work on her art endeavors, and she had 3 pieces exhibited this year in juried exhibition in Akron, Lakeland, Mentor, and Chagrin Falls, Ohio. They are shown here. Thomas Jr., Valeda, and Toya played in the Alpha Phi Alpha Fraternity Incorporated annual fundraising golf tournament held at the Rio Pinar Country Club in Orlando, Florida. I'm happy to report that Toya won the longest drive contest, and the Fluellen team finished the course in 2nd place. Now, this article contains a dramatic change in Major League Baseball that is worthy of our attention. In 1947, Jackie Robinson made international headlines with the Brooklyn Dodgers, promoted him up from the minor leagues, or the Negro League, to the major leagues. 3 months later, the Cleveland Indians brought up Larry Doby, and in 1948, the Indians brought up Satchel Paige, a legendary pitcher who was in his 40s, all from the Negro League. In the following decades, many black players such as Willie Mays and Hank Aaron became superstars following Jacket into the major league, because the Negro League was not a minor league, but was the home arena for black players. Over the years, the Major League did historical research into the former Negro League and ascertained that not only were the Negro League players' skills equal to white players, but some may have been superior. One such player who was equally to white players was the legendary Josh Gibson, a catcher and a home run hitter with incredible power that played for the Pittsburgh Crawfords and the Homestead Grays. This year, on May the 24th, the Major League integrated its baseball statistics with the old Negro League statistics and named Josh Gibson best batting average of 466 as the best in baseball, surpassing stars like Babe Ruth and Ted Williams. Now, Harriet Tubman, the abolitionist and Underground Railroad leader, became the first woman in the United States to lead an armed military operation during a war, was posthumously commissioned as a one-star general in the Maryland National Guard on November the 11th, Veterans Day. She was what intelligence analysis today would call a human terrain specialist, who knew how to work with the people to accomplish the mission. Her most daring raid was in 1863, when Tubman directed 3 steamships up the Combahee River in South Carolina. Because of the intelligence collected by Tubman and her knowledge of the terrain that night, more than 750 enslaved people were liberated. Tubman was initially denied the monthly $25 military pension. Representative Payne of New York lobbied for her, and Congress offered her $20 a month pension. The next article is the absolute best news for the black community. While affirmative action was ruled by the Supreme Court to violate the 14th Amendment, we received excellent affirmative action from Michael R. Bloomberg, founder of Bloomberg Philanthropies, whose foundation gave $600 million to the nation's 4 historically black medical schools: University of Medicine and Science, Howard University College of Medicine, Meharry Medical College, and Morehouse School of Medicine. Seed funding will also be given to support the creation of the Xavier Osner College of Medicine, a new medical school that generates an enormous volume of medical students in New Orleans. Bloomberg's rationale for this gift is because these 4 black colleges produce half of the black doctors now practicing. Additionally, the black population in this country stands at 13%, while the number of black doctors practicing stand at 6%. We have much to build a country where every person, regardless of race, has equal access to quality health care and where all students from all backgrounds can pursue their dreams. This financial initiative is an effort that seeks to advance racial wealth equalities, including addressing systemic underinvestment in Black institutions and communities. This gift will empower a generation of Black doctors to create a healthier and more equitable future for our country. The funding will fuel the historically Black medical school long-established commitment to diversifying the medical field and training the next generation of doctors. Increasing the school's endowment will strengthen their financial stability and institutional capacity to respond to the rising of tuition, innovative research, and operations. Finally, I offer my congratulations to Vice President Harris and her Vice President candidate, Walz, for an excellent job done throughout the presidential campaign. From the outset, you asked of the citizenry what issue needed to be addressed that would improve the quality of life for all of the people. You promptly prepared a to-do list with workable programs to solve those problems. You failed to provide the one element which was the only element that your opponent Trump could provide, and that was white racism. Vice President Harris, our country lost this election because we're in the process of installing a president that has no respect for law. He lacks human decency. He uses crude, vulgar expression that sailors would not use in the presence of women and children. I question if the relationship among Trump, Musk, and Putin of Russia may have impacted the voting count total. Now, we are resilient people, and our resiliency will help us survive the next 4 years.
Tomorrow is not written by our odds of hardship, but by the audacity of our hope, by the vitality of our vote. Only now, approaching this rare air, are we aware that perhaps the American dream is no dream at all, but instead a dare to dream together.
I thank you for the privilege of your time, and many thanks to Toya, the founder and CEO of IC Images, whose magnificent videography skills made this message possible. Now, in closing, may the words of my mouth and the meditation of my heart be acceptable in your sight, my Heavenly Father. Wishing all of you a Merry Christmas and a Happy New Year.